How do you decide what you're going to put in the bed versus what you're going to make an album?
Well, they're actually all object. I don't use beds. So what happens is it's a bunch of objects, and then I create object beds. So I have places where I actually like to like move things, right? So I have a section just for wides, a section just for sides, and a section for rears, tops. So I kind of use those places as like the dominant places for where I would want like a specific guitar or for vocals, and then I'll use custom objects to kind of move things around. As you may know, there's a lot of source separating AI products that we have and plugins to separate and create our own stems. So with this, we didn't have access to the assets, right? So it was a proof of concept mix. And what I did was strategically extracted the stems sonically and used the frequencies based on the way that I would normally mix and kind of place those frequencies in different places, a little bit of blending, and voila, you kind of have like an immersive piece of art. Now the thing is, it sounds amazing binaurally, but in the room, it sounds even better because you can actually still localize and hear that the music and the horns and stuff are coming from the sides and the rear. You can hear the vocals in the front. You can hear more like a little bit of the faintier side of the vocal in the back. So, one of the issues were like a lot of times with catalog or with anything, people lose assets, they get burnt in fires, all of this stuff that happens. And we have to still create the opportunities to make this stuff immersive. So I think it's just great to just be able to do things like that. And it'll give people like you who want to experiment to go and grab a 2-track and figure out a way of creating immersive content within a pair of headphones. I think the headphones portray a really good image of what it does sound like in the studio as well. If you would listen to the stereo version is great, but the stereo version is two-dimensional. This literally felt like a sphere, and you even said it, and you couldn't even tell the difference between the three. So
There were some background vocals in that last one that I was like,
yeah, and everything was extracted in full. Right now, what's important is it's getting to you, getting to your home, getting into your car, headphones, and headphones is one thing, but we want to be able to bring you into a room where you can listen to all of this stuff collectively and really embody the experience. But it starts here. This is the best way to hear it. It's the best form of translation, to hear localization, to have height, distance, and then it'll segue you into everything else. Because I think also this is the revolution of music. We've been in stereo for 50 years now. And now it's time for us to kind of like open up and kind of like go along with technology. And there's an array of just things that are happening. You have VR, you have gaming. So all of this stuff coincide together, and it's going to create a new experience for you to listen to. You're now inside of the song. People need to get used to it. They freak out. They're like, what is this? But then it's like, we have to get used to it. When we went from mono to stereo, and it was 2 channels, it was kind of like you were going cross-eyed.
Drums on only one ear.
Yeah,
Just
just trying things. This happened because someone wanted to add more speakers and say, hey, let's have a multi-channel setup where we can hear things from different places. And it evolved to this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about it. And I think just more on the creative side, like if you're a musician or artist, there's so much more opportunity for you to give people a newer experience.